Which extinct species would you bring back if you have the power? Elephant birds. Just think of emus, but 3 times the size. The Great Emu War v2.0. The Electric Boogaloo. Time for bad world domination. The Bird Reich. You did not learn this fact in school, but given half the chance to rule, a chance to take their wayward way, and stand above the rest by day, a chance to make decree, to reign above the fair, the free, the fine and independent few, the birds would do what birds would do. They'd start a world of pain and woe. Cause birds are flocking fascists, bro. Tasmanian tiger, their extinction was unnecessary, they're freaking cool, and bringing them back won't damage the ecosystem, and in fact, could possibly improve it. Some people believe that they aren't extinct, just extremely endangered, and that the Australian government is keeping things hush-hush to protect the last remaining few. One of the few positive conspiracy theories. Considering how absolutely vast the Australian wilderness is, and how some species just don't pop up for decades like the Nothomimecia, or dinosaur ant, I like to believe this conspiracy. Of course, ants are a lot easier to hide than Tasmanian tigers. The golden hamster or something were thought to be wiped out, until a man uncovered a burrow, while digging in Syria around 1930. Since then every golden hamster has come from that mother and babies. So golden hamsters are like the apples of the animal world. Delicious and crunchy. I'm weak. I'm starving, I haven't eaten anything but baby birds for a week. The crunch is nice, sure, but it don't fill you up. Yee dinosaur, it's like a long-tailed bird with bat wings, basically a mini wyvern covered in feathers. With suggestions of woolly mammoths and other fun things, to popping up in this thread, the one I support the most definitely has to be the literal fucking dragon. Tiny? Sure. But it looks way more fucking cool than these stupid ass drones the government calls pigeons. Passenger pigeon. They used to block out the sun. Imagine such a sight. There's actually a project in the works, where the eventual goal is to clone a bird that resembles the passenger pigeon in form and function. Right now they've been experimenting with testing the proposed genetic engineering method using domestic pigeons, using domestic breed genetics. If they conclude it has been successful, they may proceed to working with band-tailed pigeons, which are the closest living species related to the passenger pigeon. It's this species which they hope to use as a base from which to clone passenger pigeons. So then the birds would have been made by the government. Edit. OMG, I didn't think this shitty joke would blow up lol. Yes, this is blowing up for me. Don't judge lol. Implying they aren't already? Well. Technically they are not birds, paresi. Birds don't exist, as we all know. However, what we call birds are in fact flying government-made mass surveillance robots. Irish elk. It is a 7-foot deer with their antler span up to 12 feet. They would go extinct again, because their antlers are too damn heavy. And some crazy ass country would think their antlers cure ball cancer or something. Saber-toothed tiger. Here kitty kitty, I got a nice juicy ham for ya. And when you got your 6 pieces, you gotta get rid of them, because it's no good leaving it in the deep freeze for your mum to discover, now is it? Then I hear the best thing to do, is feed them to saber-toothed tiger. You got to starve the saber-toothed tigers for a few days, then the sight of a chopped up body will look like curry to a puss head. You gotta shave the heads of your victims, and pull the teeth out for the sake of the sabba's digestion. You could do this afterwards, of course, but you don't want to go sieving through tiger shit, now do you? They will go through bone like butter. You need at least 16 saber-toothed tiger to finish the job in one sitting, so be wary of any man who keeps a saber-toothed tiger farm. They will go through a body that weighs 200 pounds in about 8 minutes. That means that a single saber-toothed tiger can consume 2 pounds of uncooked flesh every minute. Hence the expression, as greedy as a saber-toothed tiger. This would be in a timeline where saber-toothed tigers are brought back from extinction. Just watched this again last night. You've brightened up my Sunday afternoon. The giant fungi from the Silurian period, 400 million years ago. I need a 20 feet tall mushroom, so I can have enough mushrooms to eat on steak night. Edit. Thank you kind stranger for your love of mushrooms and silver shiny award that validates me. Then I could finally be a proper smurf with the house and everything. Now I just need to become blue. Dabba-dee-da-bee-da. Edit. People are saying I could eat silver to turn blue, so that award will really come in handy. Now listen up. Here's a story about a little guy that lived in a blue world. And all day and all night and everything he sees is just blue. Like him, inside and outside. Mammoths. People are working on a modern mammoth to fit in the ecosystem of a warmer Siberia. Why do we even need a warmer Siberia? Make Siberia cold again. #MAKESIBERIACOLDAGAIN. Woolly rhino and woolly mammoth. I think the northern hemisphere could do with some more megafauna. The south hogs it all. I want the giant sloths. They dug literal caves for burrow sloth cave edit, not burrow or even burrow. Those gigant dragonflies, because they look big enough to ride. They cannot live on our planet anymore. They were around when we had a lot more oxygen in our atmosphere. Nowadays there is too little for insects to become this large. Closed bracket colon. If it makes you feel better, that's probably for the best. That period had shit tons of fires occurring from things like lightning strikes, as the increased oxygen made it much easier to achieve ignition. I'm fine with no big dragonflies, if it also means far less spontaneous fires. I'm fine with no big dragonflies, if it also means far less spontaneous fires. You, madam, are no fun. If you have dragonflies that big, you could have spiders that big too. No, I would burn those big pieces of shit in no time. Bonus, easier to do in the high oxygen environment.